welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. My name is DK. Very shortly, I will be going live from my cave in Ontario, Canada. A little bit of snow here, a little bit of snow on the screen to set the mood. 6 more sleeps now till Christmas, baby.
My kids are very excited.
You know, I don't know if it's 2020 fatigue because we're not going anywhere. No one's coming over. We're in lockdown again, but I'm truly excited. My wife is, I think, going overboard with presents that we'll probably never use or wear.
There you go.
But it's exciting. I'm truly excited this year.
My wife has already cautioned me that my presents are quality over quantity. I don't know what that means.
What do you well, quality. Now you got me doing it. Quality over quantity means bigger presents, less to open. What do you prefer?
I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I can get one thing and open it, and I'm fine with that. I don't care. But I know two of the things are bottles of liquor. One which I bought this weekend. The other one is a bottle, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know what else you got me.
I ordered some. A new router, Wi-Fi extenders. I know about that stuff, and I'm sure I'll get my socks, my underwear, a couple cool, maybe a new Toronto Maple Leaf shirt, and a new cap. And
there you go.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. But my wife, I don't know how your wife is, but my wife has always been, and hasn't been a lot of in-store shopping this year. It's been mostly, online.
Well, of course.
So there's a lot of like brown cardboard boxes that were sitting around. But she's always like, if you tell me I'll tell you to. Right? And I'm like, I like to be surprised. I like to see the surprise on Jake. I like to see the surprise on her. And I like to be a little bit surprised too. Either pleasantly or, oh God, what am I going to do with this?
See, my wife is very frustrated with me when it comes to that because I literally don't care. She'll pull out presents and they're all wrapped in front of me and say, you don't know what I got you. I'm like, I can wait. I don't care. And she gets very upset that I don't have that kind of, I want to see it anxiety. Okay, I'll wait until Christmas to open it, or I'll wait till my birthday, whatever. It doesn't bother me. But her, on the other hand, wants to know now. So yeah. I'll take whatever presents I have, and the things I got this year, I put in nondescript boxes, so she has no clue what I got her. And I put it in front of her, and then she'll shake it, she'll listen to it, she'll smell it to see if there's an aroma. That she tries to figure out what it is. It's like, have fun.
You should, just for a joke one year, get her that dog poo. There's that one site we covered in the past, and they will deliver dog poo, and you can put it in a box, and then maybe inside some diamond earrings to go along with it. Just throw her off track.
Well, what I did for a couple of years, I would get her one gag gift amongst all the regular presents. And I don't remember the gag gifts I got her, but one year, and it was always based upon like some conversation we had. So one year I got her a screwdriver because we needed a screwdriver for something, whatever it was. So I got her a screwdriver, but I put it in a giant box and I filled the box with rocks and wrapped it all up inside. So it was inside paper and all of this stuff. So it wouldn't move, but it was really heavy. So she had no idea what it was. Finally got to opening it, got down to it, and pulled out a screwdriver.
She has absolutely no use except to stab you.
Well, yeah, so, but she knew it was a joke present.
We just got word from our guest. He's a few minutes behind, about 8:20, but that's okay.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm going to place a link. I'm going to place two. I don't know if we'll have time to get to them, but some chat. I find this very weird. A couple of sites here. Anyway,
is that the link you just sent?
Until we go live.
Okay. All right.
You can look at them. Anyway, folks, what's our timer say there?
3 minutes and 50 seconds.
3 minutes and 50 seconds. Now, you got quite a bit of snow.
Well, that's what the epicenter is this week. So we have to wait to talk about it.
We got to wait. We always got to wait. So, yeah, we're very close to Christmas. I'm totally exhausted this week, which usually means good show.
Yes, we were discussing before we went on air in our thread that you were tired. I'm very tired, and I haven't slept much over the past few days. So the last time we did this was just a few weeks ago, and we had a fantastic show.
It was a humdinger.
So I'm expecting good things tonight.
Yeah. And, okay, we got like 3 minutes. Briefly preview the guests for people that will be joining us about 8:20.
So this is a person I actually went to broadcasting school with way back in 2008, I think it was. There was a group of, 20 of us, however many it was. We all went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting together. And a couple of people, including Bernardino Rosario, went on to do stuff actually in broadcasting, whether it be radio or television. And I don't know his journey about how he got there, but he wound up, he has his own Spanish language show. He's been on, he's had multiple TV spots, has been on multiple Spanish language networks. And he's won an Emmy, and he's gone on to do big things. He's always had a very, I remember in school, he was always one of those guys that always had a big smile on his face, very, very outgoing, very big personality. He was the perfect fit for broadcasting and for being on television too, because, like I said, he always had that smile. So being on television really, really suited him.
Right. And you and I, even before we joined together for Cave Crew Radio, we're on this great journey to massive success on a radio network, and it all crumbled beneath our feet.
That's right. See, a couple of people that I went to broadcasting school with went on to greatness, and not me.
We are stuck here in mediocrity, ladies and gentlemen, and you still watch us and listen to us.
Right.
And we love you because of it.
That's right.
Well, I always say, people ask me, you still work, you still have a job, but you still do this. It's like a passion, and you were in a band. Mm-hmm. It's almost to me like being in a garage band, like playing in front of a packed bar of 100 people instead of at, MetLife Stadium.
Right.
It's still fun.
Absolutely. It's
give it all to the crowd. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Half a minute. We got 2 shows left. Next week is going to be a Saturday show because, Christmas, right? Gotta respect that with the family.
Right.
Boxing Day, we're scheduled to go live. The return of Choo Choo Stew. And then that'll be our last show until New Year's Day, which will be a new year.
Will you be hungover?
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I'll probably watch the fireworks in Australia.
There you go.
At 8 a.m. and then turn in. All right, kids, there we go. The clock is done. I'm going to get rid of these widgets. The snow is going to leave us, at least for a little while. It was fun to have that on the screen. But here we go, kids. Live and in person, Cave Crew Radio. Coming up in a few seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Things are starting to get really weird in here. You're listening to DK, the Big B, and Choo Choo Stew.
Cave Crew Radio. Cave Crew Radio. CCR.com.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being man.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. I'm saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Oh, indeed it is. Cave Crew Radio. The winter's hitting us, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. I'm live from my cave in Ontario, Canada. Just a little skirt, I would say, of snow on the ground here. You're listening to us live on cavecrewradio.com, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and we are available wherever podcasts can be found, including Spotify and now Pandora. Thank you for listening or watching, whichever you are doing. It's great to be here. 2 more shows before we say goodbye to this dirty, dirty year that has been 2020. I'm skeptical that as we start 2021, not much will change, but hopefully we'll come out of the gate sometime in the spring. Special guest here tonight in just a little while, but joining me right now, as always, is my trusty sidekick, the Independent's president-elect, the Duke of Urine Stench LA, from Queens, New York, Sir Big B.
That's right, live from Queens, New York. I am Sir Big B, your president-elect here in the United States. And this week, as always, we are the epicenter of something. This week, we absolutely are
Gale?
the epicenter of, Winter Storm Gale? Gale, it was called.
I didn't know it had a name.
It did. It was Winter Storm Gale. So I know you said you had like a little dusting. We got about just about a foot of snow here in Queens, New York. So we spent yesterday digging out. Came in Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Started Wednesday afternoon, went all the way through the night. Finished up late morning Thursday. And then we just spent the rest of the day digging out. First snowstorm of the year.
I hate snow shoveling.
I can't stand fucking snow.
I can cut the lawn all day long, and I hate snow shoveling. Yet I live in Canada. Imagine.
I was just gonna say
we got like half an inch.
You got like nothing. Usually you get like you're getting snow in like August, but this time around you got basically nothing, and we got about a foot of snow. Scotty says he's got about 10 inches in Pittsburgh. There's a place, Binghamton, New York. You should be familiar with that, DK. It's near you. They got 41 inches.
Holy fuck!
41 inches. I just saw a post.
Just add to 2020. Give me 51 inches of snow.
Seriously, I just saw was it like ABC News Binghamton, whatever it was, posted a video, like a security cam video of somebody's back porch pre-storm, and time lapsed it as the snow fell, the 41 inches. You couldn't see the outdoor furniture anymore. It was completely underneath snow.
I just look outside and say, fuck it.
Oh, it's crazy. I don't understand. Like you live in Canada, you get tons of snow. People up in Buffalo.
That's you got to understand. I'm in what they call the banana belt, so we may get 1, 2, if we're lucky, really what you might consider decent snowfalls.
Right.
It gets cold,
yeah,
but we don't get a lot of snow just where we're lying. And the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, about an hour away here in Ontario, they get those lakefront snows, but we don't get, at least anymore. I don't remember a real more than one a year where 6 inches or
right. Well, I don't get how people live in. You talk about lake effect snow. How people live in like Buffalo because they get tons of lake effect snow. I don't understand how people purposely move there unless you seriously love shoveling snow and being wet all the time and cold.
I've often said about my ancestors, I get it, Florida has hurricanes and shit like that, but there's Arizona, there's California, there's Florida, there's even Kentucky, which is one of your favorites.
Yep.
A little bit milder climate.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck gets on a boat in the old country and says, I want to move to Canada? I want to wear, sealskin coats for 9 months out of the year, and I don't get it.
Well, there's
tons this country, I really do, but I'm at the age now I want to go to fucking Arizona.
Well, there's tons of like shows on like the Discovery Channel. Yeah, Washington it's always raining. There's tons of shows on like the Discovery Channel and National Geographic about people who move to Alaska, people who live in the lower 48, but move to Alaska, and they're like
Christmas show.
Can you zoom into a?
What do you want me to do? Dress up as a fucking wise man and bring frankincense and myrrh?
Is this Scotty?
I have no idea. Who's having a Christmas show? Is this the Church of Scientology? I
don't know. It just says YouTube user. So if it's not Scotty, please let us know who you are.
User. I don't know what show you want me to zoom into. I'm flattered. But what do I have to do? Am I lighting the 12th candle of Hanukkah? Am I telling you the story of Father Christmas? Do you want me to fart? That's a little bit vague. Hey, there's a donate
there you go
on our homepage.
I say you dress up as the Grinch.
The Grinch.
I don't know who that is. It's the
Rob Saul show. Now, you want to talk about All Radio X? You want to talk about All Radio X? The Rob Saul show. He's very successful. Actually, I think he goes into New York to record. He's out of Atlantic City, if I'm correct. Last I had contact with him. He used to do a show on Talk Shoe, which is where Violet and I, Violet,
yep.
Originally, and producer Numbnuts out there. We're live, Scotty. Yeah. Anyway, back to Rob. But Rob was we were both like feeling it out back in the day on Talk Shoe. And he's been very successful. He has his own his own webpage, and he's on a few networks. I'm not sure which ones he's on now. He's been banned by quite a few. No, he's a good guy. A lot of fun. And yeah, I'll zoom in on Wednesday night.
Nice.
Catch up on old times. Maybe we'll do the old, he's as nuts as I am. There was this one segment I absolutely loved. It was called Saved by the Bell Trivia.
As in the TV show?
Yeah. And this guy he loves Fleetwood Mac. He loves Stevie Nicks. He has a dog named, or used to, I don't know if it's still with us, named Stevie.
Right.
But there was a one segment on the show, and it was called Saved by the Bell Trivia.
I would love to play Saved by the Bell Trivia.
And I was a co-host on the show, and I think I lasted 2 episodes before I pissed him off. And then he kicked me. He kicked me off and said, fuck you. Fuck you and your ego. Go to hell, DK.
There you go.
It's okay. That's how I've built my empire.
I was just going to say, look at the lofty places you've gone to since then.
And and him as well. It's funny how people go sideways. Stevie Dix, the dog, is still with us. See, I was really I was biting my teeth as I said that, because I was like, what if the poor guy, it's Christmas time. Although I think he's a Jew. I'm not sure. Name is Saul.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
And if so, happy Hanukkah.
He's probably lighting the
menorah.
The candle on the menorah or something. I have no idea. Which is perfectly fine. I got nothing against that. You know me, I just shoot straight from the hip. It's probably why I never get more than about 100 listeners per episode. But they come once, I piss them off, and they never come back again.
That's okay. We have a core group of loyal listeners that we love.
Yeah, the other network we were on was a station called All Radio X. And there was this show called Shattered Planet. And it's a long story. Oh, he's fucking German.
Well then.
Fucking he killed those people.
I know. Is he wanted?
This is a family show.
Yeah. Is he on the run?
Come with me. I've got something to show you. Come on. It's going to be a good time. You're not blonde and blue-eyed like me.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, so we're waiting for a guest. And Rob, you'll probably be really interested in this guest. We've got, you go ahead and say it. I'm bad with names.
Bernardino Rosario.
Bernardino Rosario, Emmy winner, New York superstar, radio and TV, coming up about 8:20. Normally, if a guest tells us they're late, we go, fuck you. But this is a big one. We're going to wait. Big B, we're chatting and having fun with everybody out there.
Sure.
And are we blocked from YouTube now? Because we were talking about the Germans and the Jews.
Who knows?
We're trying to get to a certain amount of subscribers, so we're not like XYGGGGG. We can actually like YouTube / Cave Crew TV. It'd be really cool.
That'd be nice.
Make us any money, but it would be really cool.
So let your buddy Rob Saul over here subscribe on YouTube.
Rob Saul, join us on YouTube, please. It means the world to me. I'll pay you $5. Fuck, what networks have we been on? I-95 Radio, Raw Talk Online, Radio Haver in Scotland. We were on Sirius XM for a very brief time. We were too raw for. I thought if they could have what's his name, Howard Stern, they'd be able to handle us, but apparently not. I don't do well with networks.
That's why we have our own.
What's that?
I said that's why we have our own.
Yeah, exactly. We've got our own network. We maintain our own webpage. We have our own merchandise. We're on Spotify and Pandora. We're on all the cool kids listen and all that good stuff. Okay, and Rob has been diagnosed with COVID. Well, I make fun about just about everything, but I'm not going to make fun about that. Godspeed, get better. Social distance, cough into your elbow.
Try to get that vaccine.
And get that vaccine if you can. Absolutely. That's something I won't joke about. It's ruined everybody's life this year. Big B, while we're waiting for the guests, so I sent you a couple of links. I don't know how.
Certainly did.
Yeah, I don't know how I stumble on these things, but they just struck me as extremely strange. So, ladies and gentlemen, apparently, if you log into a web page and type in McBroken.com, like Mick, MC, like McDonald's, broken.com, you can find out which McFlurry machines are not working. So I guess my first question is, Big B, if you go to a McDonald's, is the McFlurry machine the game breaker for you and the kids?
No, I don't think I've ever had one.
My son likes them, but I don't know what it is. But it legitimately says there's 7.25% of the McFlurry machines broken. Los Angeles and New York seem to be the largest percentage, 22.9 and 19.1.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. And then when you went up top, it has individual restaurants. When it is like, let's see, Connecticut Avenue in Norwalk has a green light, so that means it's good. But then you scroll over, and East Main Street in Stamford has a big red X, so their machine is broken. And you just keep scrolling across. It has individual stores, and most of them are green, which is good. But yeah, you go down. They have it broken out very nicely about where it is. 0% in Seattle is broken. So if you live in Seattle, you can go to any McDonald's and get yourself a McFlurry. Only 3% in San Diego, 7% in Dallas, and so on. Currently broken across the country is about 7.25%.
It's not too bad. You tell me you don't have a question about this.
I don't. I think it's a wonderful thing for people. That love the McFlurry. This is in the day and age that we live with so much information and everybody programming everything. Something like this is inevitable.
Okay, but who? First of all, who organizes a group this big? Bigger than Satan's Choice and the Hell's Angels, bigger than the Rotary Club. Who organizes a group that checks on these things on a regular basis and can let us know real time when a McFlurry machine? I'm sure McDonald's did not give them permission to put a little fucking monitor on it, because that's bad business, right?
I'm assuming. And I don't know for sure, but I know enough programmers to know how stuff like this works.
Oh, do tell.
So for something like this, there has to be some information somewhere on the McDonald's website, somewhere that may not be visible to you immediately. You may have to search pages for it, but it's kind of like a status page on the McDonald's website for each individual restaurant, and what this person would do, huh?
We're out of fries.
Right, yeah, there would be some form of status page. So what the programmer would do would be to gather all that information, scrape it off their site, and build a site just based on that code. So it would just pull specific things.
This is getting into like 4chan and DOS. Like, this is really behind. This is some dude in India.
Well, we're not in 1993, so we're not talking about DOS and 4chan. We're talking about,
I'm not
Perl scripts and
I have a fucking
and Python and all that.
If it's not Windows based, I can't do it. I can produce the show on Windows because everything's like point and click. But anyway, so there's hackers there.
I wouldn't even call them hackers.
Fuck, don't they just cure cancer? I don't understand.
Because they're not scientists. They know how to program things. You can't program a cure for a disease. It doesn't work that way.
Put all the DNA into like this little.
It doesn't work that way. But this is for what I'm looking at. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but from what I'm looking at, and from enough that I know, and programmers that I know, how stuff like this is done, that's how they do it. They find status pages, pull the pertinent information that they want, they scrape it off their site, write a program to just pull that information and put it into a site that they build that shows specific things.
Let's go back here.
Mm-hmm.
I see no advertising. I see no clickbait. I see nothing that is making these people any money. So it's not like, click our Amazon wish list or like side, Google AdWords, or there's nothing there except for this map. And my God, there is more McDonald's in Michigan than there is houses. You don't have to drive a block. I'm sure you're looking at the New York map.
Well, it automatically pulls, I guess, because I have my location on. It automatically pulls my location.
Right. And I'm telling you, like everyone in my city, I could go to any McDonald's that are close to me right now. I don't have a red dot for 250 miles. The McFlurry technicians are doing a great job.
See, now I'll show you this. It says on here, I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
but it says right up top, it says, support this website, buy me a McFlurry.
Oh, see, I don't have that on
mine. That right on the top of the site. Buy me a McFlurry. There was also one, when you go out and come back in, there's different things that go across the top. One was, how did this work? I clicked on it, but it didn't go anywhere.
You're the IT code guy of the show. Me, I like Flash. But again, like on my screen right now, it shows the different cameras, the things I can pull up. Shows me my strength of signal. I see the chat room. This is all very generic to me. But, going in and tapping a McFlurry machine is beyond me. Someone brought a YouTube video where a guy is dressed up as a maintenance worker to fix their machine. So maybe there's more to this.
So no. So what I said is correct. What I said is correct. Again, where it said buy me a McFlurry, there's also if you refresh it, something pops up and says, how does this work? And he says, I wrote about it. And it brings you to a Twitter feed.
Hang on. I gotta get the mouse moving.
Yeah, I gotta go back to it. Hold on.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. So it brings me to this.
I don't see this light.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this map of the USA. Okay, what's that?
So this is the guy that wrote it. And he says, and it's pretty much exactly what I said, I reversed engineered McDonald's internal API, which means he's pulling information from the McDonald's API statuses and is putting it in here. He says, I'm currently placing an order worth $18,752 every minute at every McDonald's in the U.S. to figure out which locations have a broken ice cream machine. So
he's placing an order at every... Okay. Back to my original question. I'm not the most exciting guy on the block. I don't claim to be the guy that jet sets around town and everybody wants to be my friend. What's the point?
Just to show.
What's the driver on this?
Just because he can.
So kind of just say, meet him at a party, meet him at a bar. Hi, my name's Frank. Hi, Frank. Shows his ID to the maitre d'. It actually says Raoul. Anyway, what do you do for a living? I was able to crack the code of the McDonald's flurry machines, would you not be more interested if they were out of fries? What I'm still trying to see why the ice cream machine.
Why not?
Why
Maybe that's his favorite thing. He likes the McFlurry, and he wants to know where it's working and where it's not, depending on where he goes.
It's like, do you remember the story? And I know we've been at this for about 6 years now, but remember the story where you could randomly review the public washrooms? I think we even had the guest on. I could have been on radio. I don't know. We had some weird people on that show too. But where this person invested in getting all these people to review public restrooms all over North America.
Okay. Interesting.
Why? What the fuck? I guess if it keeps you off the streets, like I'm just why?
I mean, there's something for everyone. Why not?
There was the other guy. I don't know if this was, I'm sure it was Cave Crew, but it might have been the other show where they went around finding spelling mistakes on signs, and they wrote a book. And the dude was on the show. I've done so many fucking shows I can't remember.
Again, there's something for everyone, and this dude he's a programmer, so it comes as nothing to him. It's like a nothing deal for him to do it in his spare time. He likes to make McFlurry. He wants to know whether it's working or not, and why the hell not? We're talking about it.
But yeah, and that's why we're still where we are.
Because we're talking about McFlurry machine
and
websites.
Wondering why, and I see you're getting into the peanut butter whiskey, so I'm driving you to that point again, which is awesome, because this is usually when you kick into high gear. So I found another weird website.
Yeah, I'm on that now.
So here's my question with this one.
Yeah.
Does it bother you? Like, I could care less. I could watch a human being in a movie get stabbed in the throat.
Right.
I could see their heart falling, whatever. It doesn't fizz me unless it's like Night of the Living Dead. They eat so many people, and I want to make grilled cheese. But when an animal dies, it really, really bothers me. Like, I don't know why. Like, animals they're so nice, right?
In movies, I could care less. It's because I know it's fake. My wife, on the other hand, she doesn't want to see people getting tortured or anything like that. She will walk out of the room, turn it off, whatever. I understand that it's fake, and okay, I don't care if you shoot the dog, whatever. You're not shooting a real dog.
Shot Old Yeller. It broke my heart when the fucking thing died in Bambi. I don't like it when animals die. So there is another site that you can go to protect your viewing integrity, let's call it. It's called doesthedogdie.com. Another genius.
Well, I think this is more. This isn't necessarily about animals. It's what it says here is crowdsourced emotional spoilers for movies, TV, books, and more.
Right. So don't want to see a certain, like, what are the topics? I was more like, I don't want to see a dog die.
Right. So they have
there's horses dying, there's teeth damage, there's snakes, there's anxiety attacks, there's people being burned alive. Oh, I got to click on this.
So what they have here is they say they're tracking 70 plus categories.
Yeah.
That includes dead animals, ghosts, black guy dies first.
Black guy dies first.
in every action movie, the black guy is the first to go.
The German want to see all those.
Torture, electrotherapy, buried alive, anti-Semitism, shower scenes, stalking, and more. So I have 70 plus categories.
It is a cool. This is better than the ice cream one.
So what they have here is 6,416 movies, 1,446 TV shows, 715 video games, 570 books, 164 anime, 46 podcasts, 34 comic books.
Are we on the podcast one?
I don't know. I'm clicking on it now.
I wonder if we're on the podcast. Do you want to be insulted, or like, is this safe for work, or I will get up and do a full screen dance. I will do the hustle. I will do the Macarena. I will do the shoot. If we are on this,
no. So it's in alphabetical order. We are not on it.
Of course not. We're not even searchable on the fucking web. Anyway, back to this one. So I went to Burned Alive because that's pretty freaky, right? So they got these people and they list movies like Midsommar, Hereditary, It, Game of Thrones, The Umbrella Academy, It Chapter 2. Anyway, it goes on and on. And then they say, yeah, very graphic at the end of the film. One character screams. And then there's yes and no. So like you can almost like verify this, almost like a Google rating.
Oh, they say it's crowdsourced.
I like it though. This is a bookmark. This is a page I will bookmark.
It's definitely a page that anybody should bookmark if they don't care about spoilers and such. Like me, I could care less.
Phobia, like I don't like snakes or whatever. Like I don't like girls giving gummy and porn with no teeth. Whatever. Like you find your spot.
But wouldn't you avoid stuff like that? Like if you don't like snakes, don't go see snakes on a plane.
I'm on this Burned Alive portion, and my filter is yes, someone's burned alive, and then you can click no. No one's burned alive. Like Stranger Things, the monster is burned alive, but it does not die. I really and I'm going to give them credit. They got advertisements on the left page. And they have an app that's available only for Apple users and nothing on Google Play. I think we have our guest here, by the way.
Did he get in? I know he was having some issues.
We're gonna try and bring our guest in, ladies and gentlemen. So enough about web pages. We'll talk about web pages later on. Maybe we'll have a web page of the week.
Ooh.
Whether we approve or disapprove. Big B, before I bring the guest on the screen here, you know him better than I do.
Sure. So once again, our wonderfully talented guest is somebody I went to broadcasting school with way back in 2008, I believe it was. And he went on. A couple of people in our class went on to great things. He's one of them. He's been on multiple Spanish language television shows. He has his own show. He's won an Emmy. He's out there, all things broadcasting. And now what he's done is taken our old school and rebuilt it for people like us. People that want to go in, and if they don't have a place to do a podcast, a video production, photography, you go to the Broadcast Center of New York out in Westbury, and you can do your stuff professionally done. By the way, so without further ado, let me bring in our pal Bernardino Rosario. Bernardino. It's been a long time.
It's been a very, very long time. What's up, everybody? Good evening, everyone. DKB, thank you so much for having me on.
It's great to have you. Hey, can I call you Burn? Because I'm not very good with names.
Burn, baby, burn. You can call me anything you want.
Listen, I'm so excited to have you on the show. We of course want to hear about your new business venture and all of that stuff. But both Big B and I are very passionate about internet radio, internet TV, whatever we want to call what we're doing, live streaming. We're very passionate about it. We failed around every turn. So we hope, being Christmas time and Hanukkah, you'll be our savior tonight, and perhaps we can turn the corner. But how did you get started in this? Tell us from a young age what your passion was, because radio it's a certain kind of passion.
It is, but I truly believe that nobody that's doing radio today or television or any form of entertainment kind of chose it. It chooses you. I'm a firm believer of that. It's just one of those things where you try to do other things and you find yourself being dragged back into what your real love is. And that's how I got into communications. I mean, I can remember going back being 7 years old and at my parish, being part of the Passion of the Christ. You know what I mean? And starting as a crowd member and ended up being a centurion, lashing Jesus Christ. So, I mean, what I can tell you is that at one point in my life, I wanted to be a pilot, and I was actually in training towards becoming a pilot. But something in my heart just kept on telling me, you know what? Yes, you like this. Yes, you're good at it, but it's not what your calling is. And I really do believe that doing radio, doing TV, and now we're just switching the words and we're calling it podcasting. But in essence, it's still the very same thing, only that we're using different platforms to do the very same thing. But it's a passion career. That's why most of us struggle for years, don't make really much money or a lot of money, or in some cases any money, but we still do it. And there's an immense amount of love to what we do because it speaks of who we are and what our essence is as a human being. So having said that, I just think that I don't know any other way to operate. I don't want to get weird on you, but I really do believe that it's almost like being a fish, right? I always like to use this example, and people kind of look at me like if I'm crazy, but there's no other better example that I can think of, and it's like, you don't go to a fish and go, "Hey, Mr. Fish, do you ever get tired of swimming?" He goes, "No, I'm a fish. That's what I do. I swim. That's my nature." Right. So that's what I think about us, people that love radio and love TV. We may struggle and we may not make much money. Some of us get really lucky and strike it and hit gold and are able to make a ton of money. But in essence, even if those people that make a ton of money, even when the fame and the money goes away, they still continue doing it in one way or another because it's just who they are. They continue swimming.
Now, you have won an Emmy, which I'd like to hear about shortly, and you seem to be doing very well right now. Did you have that struggle to begin with? Did you have the rough road?
I'll put it to you this way. One filmmaker went up to Steven Spielberg and said, "Listen, I really want to get this movie done. I love filmmaking, and I really want to get this done." You know what Steven Spielberg said to him? "Hey, buddy, me too. I still fight to get my movies done, even though my name is Steven Spielberg." So the reason I tell you that is because in this line of business, it's work, work, work. And then when you think you've made it, in fact, you haven't, and you have to continue working, working, working. And a lot of it is perception. A lot of it is perception. People will look at you and go, "Oh my God, you're so lucky. You're doing, great things." And while they're saying that, you're telling to yourself, "Man, if they only really knew all the struggles I'm going through in order to just get this episode done." And that's just the name of our game. It's not for the faint of heart. You have to put your heart and soul into it, and you may a lot of the times not even get the proper credit for it. So to answer your question, I've taken it upon myself to do something that a lot of people think that I'm a little crazy for, especially that we're in the middle of a pandemic. But again, I'm following what my heart is telling me, and my heart is telling me do this. I took over a business that closed down essentially, right? And I said to myself, I think there's still a need for this. I think that there's still people out there that wish they had a place like this. Now, I completely changed the the way of doing business, because before it was just a school when Brian and I, or B and I, Big B and I went to it. Now it's more of a broadcast center that gives anyone the opportunity through a membership to be able to have access to professional equipment to do the best work that they want, that they can, and that's the essence of it. I mean,
Got it.
it's
I've got it on the
you know
screen here for you now. Um, so you can join, ladies and gentlemen. Can't see the number there, but we'll share it in the show notes and everything for you. But
sure.
If you go to broadcastcenterny.com, it has all the information on it. You take a tour of all the studios. There's different rates that you can, depending on what packages you want to have available to you. And again, you can do radio, you can do TV, you can do photography. There's a conference center there too. So there's a multitude of things that you can do in here, which is really great. And when I saw that, I remember when I saw that on Facebook, I'm looking at it and I'm watching you go through the studios. And I'm like, damn, that doesn't look like CSB when
Right.
we went there.
Yes, I mean, and mind you, I mean, I'm in there, and I constantly tell myself, I have to remind myself that used to be the CSB campus, because it completely feels different.
Right.
It's very modernized, and I just had a meeting today, and I guess I can say this, the candidate for mayor came by for the village, and they were just blown away by what we have there, and the idea is just that, if I wanted to have everyone feel that wow factor, because what I would like is for people to feel like this is a place that I can't put together in my house, that I can go to for an extremely inexpensive amount of money a month, and I can create the best content that I can, and that's really what it is. I wish I had a place like this where I got started, and because for the amount of money that it is, I mean, I made it very simple. It's almost like, when the car company Saturn came out, it was like one car, one price kind of thing. I mean, I unfortunately I couldn't make it all one price, one membership, but it's very simple. It's 99, 149, and 199, and all it is, the higher memberships just gives you more time in the studios. Very very simple. And I just think honestly, my heart of hearts, I think it'll be a great place for anyone that wants to create content.
now, is there coaching involved with this? Is there training, like all your expertise, and is that part of it, or it's just you kind of go in and you do your thing?
No, I understand that there's a need for a lot of people that have a passion for this business, but unfortunately, they don't have the know-how, and that's okay, because DK and Big B, we when we all got started in this, we really had no idea really how to do things either. So either we learn by trial and error, which takes a very long time, or we decide to invest some money and actually go to some courses. So what I did is that I wanted to keep that option open, and so I have about 9 instructors, state certified, many of which Big V will remember, because they used to be instructors at CSB, that are industry professionals and active in the industry, so, to go ahead and present workshops in TV, radio. When you talk about TV, it could be sports TV, it could be journalism. When you talk about radio, the same thing, and just be able to. I even have web design, and I have when you visit the website, broadcastcenterny.com, you can see all the programs there. But at the end of the day, I just want it to be a one-stop place where you can feel like, if perfect, I have the facility to help me create the content. If you don't know, it's okay, because you have the facility that's going to teach you how.
And I like what you said there, because when we went to school, we had professionals there. We had radio guys, we had TV guys, technical directors, and so forth, teaching us every step of the way what we needed to do, what was right, what was wrong, and so forth. So I like what you said, that you even keep some of those guys there, which is great, because all the instructors that we had were really great. They were really good. They were really thorough. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were talking about.
Can I go off topic for a minute? So,
absolutely.
Well, I'm just wondering, BB, you had all this training. You're giving credit to the instructors. They're professional. They say, how did you end up with me?
Well, and that's what I was getting to. So we had a class of maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 people. I don't remember exactly how many. And you got to figure some of the people are going to go on to do stuff. Some people, most aren't. That's just, how it works. And I remember I went upstate years ago on vacation, and I turned on the local news. And I don't know if you remember, but Karen, she was an actor.
Sure.
She was in plays and stuff. She was anchoring the local news. I was like, oh shit, that's Karen. I went to school
up in Albany, right?
Yes,
sure.
Yes. I said, oh, that's great. That's awesome. And then a little while later, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I see you suddenly everywhere. You're doing, you were at the stock market. You were doing your Spanish language TV shows, and you were everywhere doing everything. What I'd like to know, because
by the way, I really thought the show was going to be in Spanish, but it's okay.
Oh, hey, I'll do well. I know how to say taco.
He can speak Canadian, if that helps. But actually, what I'm
our lips while you talk.
Right. What I'm curious about is, when we graduated, what was the process that you went through to get to where you got? Because I know it wasn't an overnight thing. Obviously, you gotta, you hit your bumps, and you do internships, whatever you did. What took you from when we graduated to where you are now?
Okay. So in all fairness, I need to preface by saying that before I went to CSB, I already had TV experience. I worked for a local TV station for about, 5 years. And so you build a certain work ethic, right? And I think that's what it comes down to, regardless of what you do in life. You need to have a certain work ethic. That's what's going to separate you from the rest. You have some people, as you know, Big B, that graduated and feel that just because I graduated, that means the job opportunities need to be lining up themselves for me.
Yep.
And that's for anyone taking a look at this show. I have to say that's probably the worst thing that you can do to yourself. Because the fact of the matter is that just because you graduate from Harvard or an Ivy League school, just to give you an extreme example, doesn't mean that you're going to get a job. It just means you got a tremendous education. It just means that you got tremendous training. So you have to take it upon yourself to put yourself out there and see what you can start doing to get yourself into the business. And then after that, as we all know, 78% of the work that you do in your life is because you probably know someone. In my case, it was just a little different, because upon graduation, I started just applying to different places nonstop. And eventually I was offered, about a year later, I was offered an opportunity at a Long Island radio station, Spanish radio station, 98.5 FM La Fiesta. And that's how I started. But then again, you don't know how this road is going to be, because I started at the radio station, and I have a certain sense of morals. I have a certain sense of work ethic, and I went there, and not to badmouth anyone, but the people that were there at that time, just not people that I can work with. Not that I'm a prima donna, but
dirty business. It's a very dirty business at times.
yeah, unfortunately, and it's even harder when they see that you have some real talent. because then other people get insecure about their jobs and so forth and so on. It could be challenging. You really need crocodile skin in order to move up the rest of this business. So I started that in about a year after graduating, and I worked there for really about 3 months. I worked there for about 3, maybe 4 months, and then I quit. I was like, I can't. I refuse to, submit myself to. Can we curse?
Yes, of
Of
course.
course you can.
The bullshit that
The mildest curse on this show.
the unnecessary BS that you're being submitted to, and then on top of that, you're not making any money. So I quit, and about 6-7 months later, I was able to land a sponsor to create an independent show back at the same station, uh, airing out of the same station, but out of my own studio. A studio that was built by, in this case, the client was a lawyer, so I was able to do everything that I wanted to do without having these just evil people trying to impede me or put a monkey wrench into my life so that I can fail. So I did that, and I was lucky enough that it was a hit. The show was a hit, and I did that for about 8 years. But in the interim of doing the show, I also said to myself, my number one love is television. Let me see, and let me go ahead and create a TV show. So I did that. I created the TV show about 4 years into the radio show, and that, again, lucky enough and blessed to say that it was also another hit, leading to an Emmy.
Now, do you find yourself now? Are you strictly doing Spanish TV or radio, or do you do both? I mean, you speak the English language so beautifully, better than I do. But I watch
Oh,
some of
thank
the
you.
videos. I watch some of the videos of your show, and you're obviously very talented at that as well. So, is it the Spanish route that you have gone now?
I think it's a transition that most of us broadcasters that are native Spanish speaking, I think, go through. Because what I'm about to tell you, I know what your reaction is going to be already before I tell you, because it's the reaction that I get all the time when I say that I'm actually self-conscious about my English. I've noticed in my life, at least, especially in the city, that if you don't sound white, it ain't all right. You know what I mean? So I, again, if you notice, and if you take the major networks, it doesn't matter if you're black, Asian, West Indian, Hindu, everybody needs to sound white. And one of the things about me, and one of the things I'm proud of, is my Spanish accent. I mean, some people tell me, "Oh, you don't have an accent." Other people tell me I have an accent. I certainly speak, the way I speak, and I think that when it comes to doing mainstream radio or television, unless I'm in a position where I'm the first seater in this case, and people know that it's Bernardino the Latino, and they accept me for who I am. I think it's an uphill battle.
I understand you perfectly. I've had native English speaking people on this show that I couldn't understand shit what they were saying. So you're doing perfectly fine. Let me just boost your confidence with that.
Thank you.
But I mean, so you've got this niche in the Spanish market, and obviously, Big B and myself can't do that. We don't speak the language or know the heritage or whatever. So, is there a large market? Is the Spanish market very large in the, well, not just the United States anymore. I'm in Canada. I mean, So this is a global thing anymore. This isn't like you're on a local platform. Everything is global anymore.
I mean, if you take a look, and let's talk about Canada for a second. If you go to Toronto, there's a ton of Latinos in Toronto. So, there's a tremendous market up there, especially I know of a very large Colombian community up there. So again, we're everywhere. Needless to say, in the United States, we're about 45 million strong. So there is a tremendous market. Can you make a decent living just doing Spanish entertainment? The answer is yes. Is it limiting? Absolutely, because you only have two key players, and that's Univision and Telemundo. So unlike in the English speaking broadcast world, you have so many different TV stations that if you get fired from one, chances are, if you're good and you have you have a good reputation, you've been around, your chances are you're going to land another job. But uh, I'm at a point in my life where I really want to start doing more English things, and for some reason, again, it's just some unexplainable reason, I just get drawn back to just doing Spanish. I don't know if it's because I'm so used to doing it, it's so seamless for me. But I mean, like you just mentioned, as you can hear, I speak fairly well. So if I do something in English, I think that I might have an audience for it.
Now,
Oh,
where
I think so.
where do you
Thank you.
where do you see, so coming from back then in 2008 and getting into radio and television to where we are now, there's been a huge shift going from standard typical radio stations and television stations to a lot of online stuff now, what we're doing, and bigger online radio stations, online streaming. Do you see it really really making that move that way, where you're no longer going to make the big money out of the typical radio station and television stations, and the money is now shifting to online platforms and streaming platforms, where more broadcasters are going to go that way instead of standard avenues?
I'd like to piggyback on that, Big B. It's the exact same question, because there's so many major talents that are getting let go by radio or television shows, be it by downsizing or not by their choice, that are doing this online thing. So I'm kind of piggybacking on what Big B is asking here. Is this the future?
The reality is that I love the digitalization of our profession, because it has given most of us an avenue, a platform to be able to do what we love. Terrestrial radio is what we've known for what 80 years or so. um, but it was limiting because there was only so many stations and so many slots that people just were willing to do anything, to land a job. With the online platform, I think, first of all, yes, it's the way for the future. Right now, as you guys know, a lot of radio stations are being sold off because you can still have the same programming online, and people will listen. I mean, on average, uh, at least Latinos, we check our phones about 150 times a day on average. On average, and that's a proven
You don't
statistic.
have the market cornered on that. Trust me. Mine is 201. Top that.
And I think that again, the online podcasting and YouTubing is just the way for the future. And I don't, you know what, for me to say the way for the future is just so ignorant of me, because it's what we're doing right now. It's not even 10 years from now, it's right now. I'll, without mentioning names, I just spent a ton of money on a major network for a radio campaign to let the world know that the broadcast center exists. And I got 3 inquiries, and I'm talking about I spent over $10,000, and I got 3 inquiries, and out of the 3 inquiries, I got 1 visit that didn't turn out into anything. With online through Facebook and Instagram, I've spent $500, and I've gotten more hits and more inquiries than I ever did with this major network. So I'm glad that this is the case, because it's telling us that we have now the platform to have a voice, whereas unless you worked for a major radio station or a major TV station, or even for that matter, a local TV station, you didn't have an opportunity to have a voice. But now we do.
And now, you're Telemundo. You're huge. You've won an Emmy. You're there. But do you see your future still on a network, or do you see your personal future going out on your own? And as we're speaking right now, like I noticed so many radio stations. There's been like 5 in the Metro Detroit market that have been purchased by iHeart, and that eliminates every local on-air talent. Everything is done from a central place, be it New York, Los Angeles. I don't know where it is. But where do you see yourself now? Because you're established on a network. Is that still the focus, or do you see, yourself going out and being whatever, like being on your own?
The greatest success that I've been able to achieve, I've achieved on my own. What I did with the radio and what I did with the TV show is that it was really under my own company banner. What happened with Telemundo was that I signed a contract with them, and I would just give them the finished product. I had 100% creativity control over my work. So I consider myself to be completely lucky, fortunate to tell you I'm not an employee of Telemundo. And I'm happy that I'm not an employee of Telemundo, because with the networks, there's so many red tapes that you have to cut in order to achieve what you want to achieve. That is it harder when you own your own content and you create your own stuff? Yes, because the only thing that's really difficult about that scenario is that you need to find a way to get yourself paid. Aside from that, that's the only advantage of working directly for a major network. Because, as you know, we have people that have become ultra famous without setting one single foot ever in a network, whether it's radio or television. So, having said that,
or podcasts are the big thing now.
Exactly. So, having said that, I don't think that, especially with millennials, that their objective is going to be, or even should be, to work at a major network. Because when I was at CNBC, I spoke to several of their talents, and all of them were starting to create their individual content. And they all told me the same thing. If you don't own your own content, you're nobody. Because remember, whether you work for CNBC, MSNBC, CBS, whatever major network you work at, everything you do, they own. You are just a piece of the puzzle. And when your contract is up, if they don't want to renew your contract, you're done. If you create your own content, you will always be in control of your life and of your future.
Absolutely.
And I like that too, because I think that leads to more creativity, more valuable content. Because if you're sitting there with a contract and you got, just say a 5-year contract, you can sit back on your laurels a little bit and say, you know what, I'm going to get paid regardless. Whereas if you're out on your own, creating your own content, you got to hustle to get paid, like you said. So you're creating top quality content and putting yourself out there in the best light possible, so you can get that paycheck, which leads to the best content out there for the viewers.
Well, you become your own brand,
right?
You become your own brand, and when you become your own brand, now and you become a brand that people want to attach themselves to, then the Home Depots and the major companies, there's no difference than them going to a major network than coming to you, because at the end of the day, what do they want? They want to get their company out to people. And what you're doing is you're telling them, I have my own platform. I have 1 million followers. I have 1 million subscribers, whatever it is that you have. This sector of the market is going to cost this amount of money for you to advertise. It's no different. We're all just becoming individual TV stations and radio stations.
Right. Because, and it's funny when you touch on that, folks. I've done a few different shows. I've tried to do an interview-based show. I've tried to keep things clean. I've tried to basically harness my creativity to conform with networks, and nowhere near the size networks that you're used to dealing with. But it's the same thing. I listen to what I do, or I watch what I do, and I'm like, I'm not satisfied with that. And we've got a really unique thing going on here at Cave Crew Radio, but we keep reinventing ourselves. We watch what our listeners, we try to interact with them as much as possible, but we have control, and we have my creativity's alive. I feel alive when I do this show. Other shows, interviewing authors that sell billions of books, it just wasn't my dig. It wasn't me. I was like monotone, and I didn't like it. And I'm sure the audience knew that.
As you know, there's a lot that's said without saying anything. You know what I mean? And if you don't do what you love in this business, is going to show. I don't care what your format is, what your genre is, what you want to reinvent yourself. Just whatever it is that you do, make sure you love it, because it's going to show. Speaking to you guys right now, I genuinely like this conversation. So I'm hoping that someone that's listening to this can say, wow, look at Bernardino. I love Bernardino's energy. He's real. Because whatever it is that you do, be real. This is what keeps you alive. Do it until the wheels fall off. That's what it's all about. That's why I want to give people the opportunity to come to the broadcast center and be able to do just that. Now, not always is what pays the bills, but listen, some people pick up smoking as a hobby. I'd rather do broadcasting.
I agree 100% with you.
You don't get $1 million voice like mine without straight whiskey and cigarettes. I'll tell you that.
I agree 100% with you. So in the broadcast center, so are you open now? When did you open, if you are open now? And how does it work as far as somebody new coming in where they want to, okay, I want to be a member. What do I have to do?
Yeah, give us a tour. Give us a tour.
It's very simple. It's a facility that has 2 TV studios, 3 radio studios, a conference multi-purpose area where we also do major photo shoots. And the second TV studio is also a chroma key studio where you could do also photo shoots. As a matter of fact, right now I have set up in a Christmas theme so that families can go and take their Christmas pictures for free. But really, in a nutshell, what the broadcast center is a place that you can go. You pay you start off by paying a membership of $99 a month, and you can really create the content that you wish. We have people like myself and other folks that can, if you have any questions whatsoever, please, you could go ahead and ask us, and we'll be able to guide you in the right direction. But yeah, I got into it because it's just my love for this business. I really do believe that there's a tremendous market for it.
And
One more. Sorry, Big B. Just
Did
real.
I answer a question? Because I wasn't sure if I actually answered your question.
no, yeah, that was perfect. Now, if somebody wants to go in, like, do you have set hours? Like, is there a schedule where, okay, we cut off at midnight, whatever it is. You can't come in at 2 o'clock in the morning and start creating. How does that work?
Right. Good question. And to actually answer part of your previous question, I started. The facility opened the 1st of November, so we've been open for about a month and a half now, and we're open from 10 a.m. to about 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Right now. I'm really there 7 days a week, but I really want to establish a schedule where it's like Monday through Saturday, give people the opportunity in case they're working to be able to come in on a Saturday and do some work as well for the workshops. But yes, I mean, right now the best way to get in touch with the broadcast center is to visit broadcastcenterny.com. Our phone number, and I'll tell you, but I've noticed, especially with millennials, they won't call, they'll email you.
Right.
So, I mean, but for our older folks like myself, the phone number is 1-800-889-7992. 1-800-889-7992. But again, the best way to contact us is through our website, broadcastcenterny.com. It has all the information there. But if you have further questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them for you.
And we'll put the links in the show notes, of course. I have two questions. They're both very different. First of all,
You
um,
might get different answers.
I love this guy. I just call him Burn. He's my buddy. Um, anyway, has this, first of all, two questions, completely different. Has this impeded or interrupted your regular TV show or where your career is? This just a sidecar, or is this something now you're putting all your energy? How's this affected what? Because look, I don't care how long you've been doing this. When you do a TV show, being an hour a week, an hour a day, it takes a tremendous amount of creativity and research and whatnot for your topics and to prepare. Where do you stand there?
I've completely immersed myself into this venture because of COVID. I was laid off from CNBC, and then I said to myself, "What am I going to do with my life?" So I'm not one just to give up. It's not in my DNA. And I started just like brainstorming, and I'm a person of faith, so I started putting it, in God's hands and just praying on it and see what it is that I'm gonna do. Um, and it just came to me. One day it just came to me, and I had received some messages by instructors and other grads that CSB had closed down. And I went one day just out of curiosity, like I'm wondering, what this place looks like now, how empty or what have you. And to my surprise, there was another company in there that was in the facility just for the meantime while their suites were being prepared. And they let me in, and I took a look around, and I was like, something just told me this is it. This is what it is. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I went down to management, and in 72 hours, I had a lease. Um, so I'm putting all of my eggs into this one basket. I'm really hoping to God that everything works out because it's something. It's not only a passion project, but I think it's really a great opportunity for anyone. And I really mean this. And I'm not trying to sell you on it, but I think it's a great opportunity for anyone that wants to create content and wants to do it the right way. So this is what I'm doing. Like I told you, 7 days a week I'm there. It's 9 p.m. and I consider myself that I'm working still. Um, and I'm willing to do whatever it is that I need to do in order to let the world know that we exist and that they have this opportunity to create the content that they love.
And the amazing thing of it, before I get to my second question, is that everybody has a voice. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a passion. Big B and I joke a lot about the paranormal shows, about the fish keeping shows, about cooking shows. Everybody has a passion. Everybody has a voice. This isn't exclusive to any genre. It really isn't. So
You're
my
100% right.
so my second question to you is: we've talked a lot about this being a global market now that we dive into with the internet and video streaming and internet radio and podcasts, whatever we want to call our medium. We've also talked a lot that you are strictly brick and mortar at this point. Um, do you see yourself like I'm in Ontario, Canada? Do you see yourself at some point where someone like myself can join and find some benefits in what you're doing? Is that in your plan at all, or is that too far?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Actually, with our client management system, part of what we're going to be offering is, let's say, DK, that you want to freshen up on a particular area of communication. So you can do that straight from Ontario, and you can you for a small fee you can log on, pay and log on to the stream that we're going to be broadcasting, with the instructor there explaining and essentially being able giving presenting the workshop. Now it's going to be strategic because a lot of what we do in our field is hands on. In your case, you have a studio, so that makes your world a lot easier than someone that doesn't. But I'm going to be focusing a lot on the workshops that are theory based, so that people anywhere can take advantage of it. Now, we're also going to have cameras in each studio, so you can connect with the person just the way you do with Brian, and connect with the person and have a show. And you could be in Ontario and they could be in the studio, or if you, let's say, you're on vacation and you just want to take a swing by and I need to do my show from here, go ahead, do your show from here.
That's see, to me that's exciting. Make sure you keep in touch because I'm an old buck, but I think I still got a few good years left, and I love stuff like this. Like Big B came to me before he came on the air. We were doing our little pre-show jab that we do on YouTube, and he knows what kind of passion I have, and Brian does as well. Our other co-host, by the way, is in London, England. So we are truly universal, and all this stuff just captivates me. I mean, sometimes it doesn't pay the bills, and you got to do other stuff, but you hit it on the nail when you said, it's a love, it's a passion, it's a lifestyle, it's a addiction, whatever it is. So that's exciting that you're going to go down that avenue because you'll be able to reach such a larger audience and
Absolutely. And that's the idea. The idea is to be with the times, and the times are universal. Right now, you can, if you want to add a co-host from Japan, you could, from anywhere in the world, which is it's mind blowing, is really mind blowing to be able to do that and to be able to do it instantaneously. So again, to be able to have a facility that can put you, because really at the end of the day, nowadays with a logic camera and a computer, you can stream from your bathroom if you wanted to. The idea is project yourself. What if you're a business? You don't want to just project yourself from your office. You want to be able to project yourself from a bigger and better place, so that your target clients or customers can see that you've taken the time to really, again, project yourself, for lack of a better word at this time, to project yourself as professionally as possible.
I know we're winding down here, Big B, but I gotta say, you never know, because I've had a lot of guests over the years. You never know. Hey, Big B, sometimes they're a hit.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're a miss. But and you roll with the punches, and that's what hosts do. They make the best of every situation. But your energy is absolutely contagious. Your passion
Thank you.
Is contagious. You're thoroughly entertaining. I wish you would swear one more time. Anyway,
what the fuck are you talking about?
That's a new sound clip. That's a new sound clip.
I tell you, like I was telling you in the pre-show, when we went to school, you go to school with all different types, and I will always remember Bernardino. He was, as you see him now, he had a big personality. He was always smiling. I will never forget. Every time we'd go in, because class would start at 6:30, whatever time it was, we'd all be rushing in from work, tired, and because we're up all day working, and then we go to class at night. And he was always with a smile, big personality, joking around with everyone. You knew he was going to do something. You could tell when you're looking at people in the classes, all right, this person is there, but they're not putting in the effort. They're not going to do anything. You could just tell. You could tell he was destined to do something. I have to say, congratulations on all the success that you had. I'm proud to be in the same class as you, in the same graduating class. I'm always happy when somebody I know goes on to do some bigger and better things. And you've done great things in the industry, and I've seen it on Facebook since we connected back in 2008. I'm very happy for you. I'm glad you've gone to the levels you've gotten, and I'm also glad that you've resurrected CSB, because I knew it closed down, and I know the value that it had for me, you, and everybody else. I'm glad you resurrected that and given other people the chance to go through kind of what we went through, kind of an eye-opening experience, and to say, hey, look, I can actually do this. I think it's great what you're doing.
And
thank you. That means a lot.
I want to add to this, and then we're going to let you close off with your best sales pitch that you can do. Your best used car salesman, anchorman sell. But I want to tell you something, and this comes from the bottom of my heart because I just met you here tonight. You can ask Big B. We get guests, and I tell them never again. Others, and that's more often than not, Bern. But anyway, I would really like to check in with you in a little while and see how you're doing.
Sure.
But not only that, you seem like a really talented guy. Now, we talk about some pretty weird stories on this show, and we've got a pretty cool format. I want to get you back for an update, but for the majority of the show, I want you to sit in the co-host seat, and I want you to ride along with me and Big B and really see what things are about here in the cave. Would you accept?
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. I can't wait.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for your generosity.
Let's bring your poster up here again, and I gotta see if I can get rid of. How do I get rid of that, Big B?
I don't know. Well, it looks fine to me. Well, but anyway, so now that the
poster,
poster's up, give us your as DK said, your best sales pitch.
Used car salesman. Come on, Bern.
Tell us all about it.
You know what? It's not being a used car salesman. It's not about an elevator pitch. It's about the truth. If you're passionate and you love this business, you want to have a voice, and you're just at home with a phone, and you know you could do bigger and better, and you know that you really want to get somewhere with this. Broadcast Center is what the place that you need for yourself right now. broadcastcenterny.com. If you're somebody that wants to have a voice in this world, broadcastcenterny.com. If you live in the New York area, there's no other place like it. As a matter of fact, I'm speaking to somebody from California that's telling me, Bernardino, you have to open a place out in California. This idea. It's amazing. There's a lot of people that want to create content that don't have a facility like this. I'm speaking to someone down in El Salvador, that just told me the same thing. So I'm really hoping that things take off with the Broadcast Center of New York, because I want to open the Broadcast Center of California. I want to open the Broadcast Center of Miami. I want to open the Broadcast Center of El Salvador, because at the end of the day, what I want is to give people an opportunity to be themselves.
Broadcast Center of Ontario.
The Broadcast Center of Ontario. Oh, for a second, I thought you just wanted to say something. And really, guys, at the end of the day, don't be fooled into thinking that just by having a phone, you have it all. No, you need to learn to create professional quality content, just the same way that you guys are doing it online. No one just came to you, oh, you're just not doing this with your phone. You really took it upon yourself to learn how to put this program together, and that's what the Broadcast Center of New York is going to do for you. And at $99 a month, we did the math, and with all the sessions that you're getting, you know how much you're paying? You're paying $5 a session.
Wow.
That's how much money you're paying at $99 a month. $5 a session. So please, guys, do it for yourself. Give yourself the opportunity. Oh, and by the way, I do want to mention this. I want to give away 5 memberships.
Oh my!
5 memberships. We want to give away 5 6-month memberships, and we're gonna open the Broadcast Center for anyone, any influencer, anyone that wants to come and try it out for a week, absolutely free.
Nice.
Absolutely
we're
free.
Disqualified, BB.
I know we're disqualified.
What was that?
I said, of course we're disqualified.
We're disqualified.
But I would love to see, BB, you do a show inside that Chroma Cam studio.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Well, I would like to, I'll get together with the Bernardino offline, but I would like to go down and visit the place. I haven't been there in 12 years. I'd like to go visit and take a tour and reminisce a little bit.
That's your casa, and all I'm going to tell you is that once you walk in, you're not going to recognize it. It's completely different. The vibe, the energy of the place is different, and I think that I'm a firm believer that the energy that a place or a company has is a direct reflection of the head, of the owner. So you're gonna feel a completely different energy, and I've had a lot of grads already come by, and they all tell me the same thing. Wow, Bernardino, this place feels completely different, and that's what I want everyone to experience. The modernization of the place, and for you to be able to go in and feel like, wow, this is a place that I can really learn and also create a lot of great things.
Well, I tell you what. Here's what we do. In the new year, I'll get together with Bernardino. I'll go down to the studio. We'll do a show live from the studio.
The two of you.
Yeah. Bernardino will be with us. Like you said, you want to hang out, and we'll do the regular Cave Crew show.
My comfort zone, doing the stuff I want to talk about.
Right, but we'll do it live from the Broadcast Center of New York.
That would be amazing. That'd be great advertising for you. Great push for us, because you're the big star of the place. Listen, brother, I got to tell you something before we go off air. You're a spiritual guy, so am I. It's a wonderful time of year. This is an extremely different year. But and you can ask Big B. I said to him before we went on air, I said, I'm exhausted. And the last time the two of us were exhausted from the week, It turned out to be a really good show, which it did again tonight. Your energy is contagious. I'm a huge fan of yours. I don't
Thank
speak
you.
Spanish, so I might watch you on mute. But other than
I promise to do some English stuff for you.
But other than that, I hope you have a great Christmas, and you're truly blessed. You're contagious. Your energy, your enthusiasm. I can't wait to get you into my realm. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, DK. Thank you so much, Big B. You guys are amazing. You guys are gracious. And just thank you for your kind words. And let's definitely do a show from the Broadcast Center of New York where Big B and I will be together, and we'll join you via the internet.
Oh, I'm gonna have the most grand music, and oh, this is gonna be wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. And it's not going to be because Santa Claus is coming.
We will hook it up in the new year. I'll contact Bernardino, and we'll definitely arrange it in the new year.
Brother, pleasure to meet you. It's not
Same
working.
here.
I don't even know where my camera is. I want a high fish here. There we go.
Right there. Thank you so much. And I have to tell you this because it's part of who I am. Muchísimas gracias. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Hey. And as I say to everyone I don't understand, 10-4. Roger that. Take care, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
What a ball of energy. What a fun guy.
I told you, when we went to school together, he was the guy with the big personality, and I'm really not surprised that he went on to do what he's doing.
I'm selfish when it comes to episodes like this, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't a lot of what you normally see with us and stuff, but everybody has a voice. I mean, I don't know if Amanda's out there. I'm sure she is, but she's trying to sell Scentsy products, the smelling candles. You can get on and do a Facebook Live, and God, I'll coach you for free, but I'm nowhere near a Bernardino type of guy. But yeah, everyone has a voice. Everyone has a story to tell. And what a great guy. Like we said, Big B, I was exhausted. Now I'm full energy.
There you go. I'm so happy, and I truly, when I said to him, I truly mean I'm always happy when, I know somebody that went on to do great things in the industry. Same thing when I played music. Some of the bands that I know that I was really good friends with went on to get record deals and tour the world, and I'm very, very happy for them. I'm very happy for him and what he's doing.
And he's an expert at what he does. He's fantastic and he's very knowledgeable. But folks, me. So when Big B is in Studio B or whatever the hell they call that place, it's going to be really fun to hear Bernardino talking to us about someone who tinkles on the toilet seat.
It's going to be a different experience for him.
And you know what? He's probably going to have a blast.
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
People enjoy the informalities. Folks, we will not be back until Boxing Day, which is next Saturday. So we'll do a special Saturday broadcast. I do believe Choo Choo Stew and hopefully Choo Choo Who will be here as well. And we'll wrap things up one more time to say goodbye to 2021 or 2020, I mean, and into 2021. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I liked them.
Absolutely.
And I wasn't kidding. There's quite a few people we've had on this show that I'm not too fond of. And whoever it was, I'm assuming it's Rob that wants to call into the show. Rob, we'll have you on the show. You'll fit in well. Don't worry. Anyway, are we naming the show or just?
I wrote nothing down.
Me either.
We were just having fun.
We'll just call this, our guest, Bernardino Rosario. Bernardino Rosario.
The tale of an Emmy Award winner.
Yeah, Emmy Award winner, ladies and gentlemen. Wealth of information, I hope, was provided to you. This wasn't intended to be an infomercial, but you know what? We're passionate about what we do, and hell, he might be a guy that can give us some inroads, Big B.
It's possible.
Might just make it yet. I'm going to dye my beard and look a little bit younger, maybe hit some suntan.
There you go.
Suntan my anus or whatever, and get some vitamin D.
Put your ass to the sky.
Ass to the sky. I like that.
We can name the show Put Your Ass to the Sky.
There you go. Put your ass to the sky. But I don't want to put this off of this guy in case he replays it on
No, it would be, we'll just Emmy Award winner.
Yeah, inside joke.
Right.
For those of you who are regular listeners, the name of the show is Put Your Ass to the Sky. For anyone else listening for the first time, it's an interview with Emmy Award winning Bernardino Rosario, who's proved himself to be, I didn't know he was laid off and out of work. It's fucking Scott that wants to. Yes, you can call in next. Let's get Scotty on Boxing Day.
Why not?
My own personal elf on a shelf.
Why not? Let him call in.
Yes, just call in. You can't be any worse than Eric the Sweet. I
like Eric the Sweet.
I do too, and I like Scotty. Hey, it's gonna be monotone, and there's gonna be dogs barking in the back, and fucking cats clawing at his microphone, and he probably won't even put on a headset. He'll just fucking talk into his phone or something like that. But it's all good. You got a podcast.
There you go.
You got your voice, as Bernardino would say. You've got your voice. Use your voice. But he also told you don't use a fucking phone. Anyway, all right, Big B, I'm going to have some, we found this really cool place in town here. My son found it, actually. He's supposed to have the best poutine around.
Ooh.
So it's like gourmet poutine. So
gourmet
poutine. French fries, gravy, cheese curds, and then other ingredients added. But I also noticed on the menu, gyro sliders.
Well, then.
Oh, Scotty's found his headset.
Well, I look forward to hearing his headset next week when he calls in.
You know, just before we go.
Sure.
I miss Scotty so much throughout the week. I can see Scotty finding his headset. Do you remember that scene in It?
Yep.
Where the clown has the balloon?
Yes.
I can see him with Scotty's headset. Hey, do you want your headset? Anyway, kids, thanks for listening. We love you. Cave Crew Radio is the name of the show. We'll see you next week, but it'll be Saturday instead of Friday because Saturday's Christmas or Friday's Christmas. Say goodbye, Big B.
Later.
Thank you very much for listening to the show. Now stay safe, take care, and wash your hands.
From the center of the universe and around the world. Available on demand wherever podcasts are found. From Ontario, Canada, DK. From Queens, New York, the Big B. And from London, England, Choo Choo Stew. Live broadcast every week on Facebook, YouTube, and at cavecrewradio.com.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
All right, there we go. Stop